Monday night's installment will mark 9 long weeks with at the head of the ABC reality staple. At this point, viewers should have some pretty strong opinions on whether those feelings are positive, as we could all assume would have been the case with a Pete Krause-led run, or negative as was the case with Juan Pablo Galavis. But Arie soldiers on as a pretty met choice defined by his overt physicality, cardigans, and anxieties over making the wrong decisions. Sunday night's Women Tell All special proved The Bachelor is of its airy problem, as they tried to spice up the Arizona real estate agent with a fiery appearance at the laundry airing event. The only problem is Arie's feisty side came out in the most cringeworthy, unattractive way possible, dragging a woman we've all been told is the villain. Of course, we're talking The Bachelor's showdown with Crystal Nielsen. Before the world starts screaming about Crystal deserving everything coming to her, let me confirm I agree, to a very specific point. The fitness expert said some truly awful things about her fellow contestants, from calling them desperate and not on her level to the C word, as claims Crystal used during. On the other side, Caroline and friends mocked Crystal's voice, which constantly forced the Montana native to sound as though she was moments away from recreating Marilyn Monroe's infamous Happy Birthday rendition. These are all the kind of reality TV high crimes necessary to power a reunion. That's why it's so cathartic to watch elegant fan favorite Ian Fleming call Crystal out for attempting to connect with her competitors off camera while simultaneously dragging them during talking head interviews with nasty comments. Or having Becca Martinez repeatedly urge Crystal to be real about herself and recognize her wrongdoing. And, yes, even Crystal and Caroline yelling about their shared, honest dislike of one another. After trapping all of these women in a house together, this entire loud spectacle feels like the only real way to move on from the cast's litany of grievances in a reality TV-friendly way. In essence, it's the same type of tension that has fueled Real Housewives reunions for over a decade. Speaking of the Bravo staple, Arie's subsequent verbal joust with Crystal smacks of pettiness in the same way. When The Bachelor appears in the Women Tell All hot seat, as host Chris Harrison keeps calling it, Crystal is the only contestant who ends up sitting on stage next to him. After Arie tosses one sassy barb his EXS way, explaining their cold breakup was rented considering her behind-the-scenes behavior, and everyone claps, it becomes pretty obvious his following mean comments are actually The Bachelor playing to the crowd. One major jab proves Arie is trying to give the people what they want, even if what they want is emotional blood. During their conversation, Crystal blames her bowling date meltdown on the fact Arie spent the majority of his time with other women. "This is The Bachelor," he shadily shoots back. The audience roars with approval, much to Arie's appreciation. This is a side of Arie we've never seen in nearly 20 hours of Bachelor television. Soon enough everyone is chanting "play the clip," so Arie could witness Crystal calling him a needle dick in the bowling date rant, and then likely further eviscerate her. Is this the only way to get people to actually root for Arie? Apparently so, despite the fact the race car driver should automatically be a compelling figure thanks to his status as a Bachelor lead. Yet Arie never gets even close to the kind of love he does while taking shots at Crystal during any other time in Women Tell All, including the much-needed moment he assures Jacqueline Trumbull her education isn't an obstacle or explains his rejection of the beloved Becca. Those two moments are met with tepid applause or silence, as is the rest of his mostly apologetic flavored appearance. Even his tweet bashing Crystal got an oversized response, with nearly 11,000 likes and counting. The tweets below and above it have fewer than 400. We shouldn't be surprised The Bachelor is reveling in Arie being mean to Crystal, as this tendency has become a bit of a trend. Her Week 6 rejection was one of the most drawn-out, over-the-top moments in a fairly bland season, a season so bland even the contestants expected a snooze fest. Following a Parisian 2-on-1 date, Arie banishes Crystal back to America and hands a rose to charming, lovable weirdo Kendall Patrice. What follows is a full 2-minute saga of Crystal abandoned in a dark, candlelit room sobbing and talking about how she yearns for love and acceptance. The unexpectedly emotional unraveling is purposefully intercut with footage of Arie and Kendall making out at the Eiffel Tower. "I'm so happy here with you," Arie pointedly tells Kendall from the world's most romantic monument. At the same time, editing suggests, Crystal stands in her bizarre reject room staring at the tower, crying. Pop culture has long felt the need to aggressively excise a villainous woman from the story, from Fatal Attraction to Obsessed. But both those narratives prove fellow ladies have to do the dirty work. When a man is swinging the, in this case, verbal X, everything simply comes off mean. Read these stories next. Related video.